Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing? My name is Lisa Dublin. A bit under the weather this morning, but I wanted to jump on because MIG 2023 is coming up and I want to talk about resilience. I'm so excited about this workshop. I'm going to move it a week. It's going to not be this weekend, but next weekend, as I had advertised, just because I want to get some more days talking about going after your most important goal and what it is that you need for you to be able to do that. Hi, Brenda. Good morning to you. Hope you're doing well. If you're joining me in the To All the Girls Success Club on Facebook, welcome, Diamonds. I hope you're doing well this morning. On any of the other platforms, LinkedIn, and I'm also on YouTube and Twitter. Welcome to the short program this morning. I come on most mornings talking about things that matter, I think, inspirational things to kind of get us through the day. That's my whole jam. I am a health and life coach, and I help you to be able to speak, to lead, and to live with confidence because you should be winning. Like we should. Like, why should we not win, right? So, you hear my whole excitement and enthusiasm when I speak about winning. I think because I know the sting of losing, and I don't want to be on that side. It's inevitable. We are going to lose. And sometimes in failure, you do find some of the necessary skills for you to be able to, go out and win. That's just what it is. So, welcome if you are here, and let's talk a little bit. So, you guys, like, I wanted to start with basically our confessions. I am blessed and highly favored, above only and not beneath, the head and not the tail. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. I shall lend and not borrow, and I have nothing missing and nothing broken. Half of life, or maybe three-quarter of life, is about your thought life. It's about what thoughts you're thinking and putting out there and putting energy and faith to accomplish or not accomplish your goals. That's what it is. So I've been pivoting into health and life coaching, and just being amazed at the kinds of clients that are coming. And we are going to be talking about resilience. So stick with me, because if you have, like, a major goal for 2023, you are going to be needing this thing called resilience, which is to be able to stick with something no matter how difficult it gets. By the way, after I'm finished this live, I'm going to jump on IG. So if you want to join me there, it's a whole different jam. Please do. Let's continue the conversation about grit and about resilience there. But the thing is, like, I've been really reflecting on the kinds of clients that I get. And, they say, like, when you learn to first be a general life coach, you are able to coach anybody on anything because you do follow, you have processes to lead people through making decisions. But here's the thing, what I've found is in the areas where I have experienced life most deeply, I am best able to help clients. I think that kind of makes sense, isn't it? So recently, I've signed up some people who are going after their small businesses. And because I'm in the business, an online business, and as an entrepreneur, I am so excited to be able to not just apply coaching skills, but the experience from being an entrepreneur and from now being in the online space to be able to help them. And one of the first things is talking about what do you want this to be? Like, what is the dream? Even in going after your goals, this is where you have to start. What do you see? What is your imagination being put to be able to accomplish that goal? And once you have that, it is to build the enthusiasm to be able to sustain in those times when it gets difficult, okay? To keep on going. So I want to ask you today, what is that goal for you? And if you're thinking about business, are you looking at that business as a baby? Because that's exactly what it is. Pardon me. So, you guys, when I was younger, for those of you who are listening and don't know me or not recognizing the accent, I'm from a small island in the Caribbean called St. Lucia. And I love to say that I'm from a small island because I then follow it up with I'm from an island that is so small that we have imagination for borders. And that gives us access to the entire world. So, what I mean when I say that is that because I'm from that part of the world, your imagination in many cases is alive. It's not that you're small island, it's either you that or you can be so big because you're forced to look at the entire world. And so in thinking of the imagination that you apply to business or even to that goal for 2023, you have to expand your borders and you have to put touches on that baby, on that thing that are generally and genuinely you. So when I was younger, I had cousins who lived in Canada, and they used to come to St. Lucia, and I used to love, you guys remember, those stockings, just like the colored stockings, pink stockings, blue stockings, yellow stockings that you used to see in the movies. And for me, it was always like if I had a little girl, and I don't. I have nieces though. If I had a little girl, I always said that I would make sure that she had pink stockings, okay? Because it was part of my imagination and part of, what I desired and wanted when I was growing up. And I was saying to one of my clients recently that in going after your baby for a business, you kind of have to put your touches to the thing. You kind of have to have a sense of what do you want it to be and to feel like? What do you want it to look like? What little touches that are genuinely and uniquely you are you going to apply to that business idea? It is exciting and fascinating, even as it is hard work, which is why you need the resilience. So you have to start from the place of imagination. What do you want? So for me, because of how I've grown up and my experiences and having imagination for borders, as I like to put it, right? I've always wanted a borderless business, a business without borders, a business where it crosses time zones. Oh my goodness. I probably should reconsider that because that's exactly what is happening. That the things that you desire the most deeply in any area of your life, good or bad, are exactly the things that you end up having. How does that even happen? How does that even happen that even in setting up business or going after your MIG, right, your most important goal, you can apply your imagination with desire and enthusiasm to get exactly what it is you want in your business. So I'm so happy now that I do have, I'm touching the borders, touching the time zones. And it's fascinating because that is what I always wanted. All of that to say, what do you want for 2023? And whatever you want, you need to start to apply that imagination to it. And you need to start to make that thing yours in your mind. It's really like if you know that you're going to be having a baby, you kind of start to imagine the kind of life that you want for that kid. What kind of life do you want for that goal? Where are you heading? It does not literally depend on what's around you. It depends on what is inside of you to be able to accomplish and create the reality that you want, you guys. It is so possible. And I think I'm living proof of that. And so please type replay if you're watching this on the replay. All right. And wherever you're watching this, if you're making comments and I'm not seeing them, I do apologize. I'll probably check my phone and see how everybody's doing and what's being said so I can comment on it. But here's the thing that all right, people are seeing about my goal. Okay, here we go. Hi Joanna, good morning to you as well. Good morning everybody. Hang on, let me just lower this. Okay, so what is resilience and when do you need it? Anything that you're going to accomplish is going to be hard. This morning, and please share this video if you can because it's also on my personal Facebook page, so it'd be nice if you could share this. That would be great, thank you. This morning I was listening to somebody who said, "Hi, Henry Food Baby. Good morning to you. Good morning. Hi, Elizabeth. Hi, Melanie. Yes, you said you're truly a product of a life coach. Oh my goodness. Yes, That's very good. Lydia, I'm better. Thank you so much for asking. Hi, Avril. Thank you. I'm happy to be back. Just I don't know, being sick, some of being sick is about like I'm not gonna be sick all the time. It's really the mindset. I mean, there's so much that you can do in terms of not being sick, but half of this is I'm going to get out of this. Like, come on, Lisa, get up, do what you have to do in spite of not being very well. You know what I mean? But anyway, just in terms of resilience and why do you need it when you're setting up a goal? It's going to get hard. We know that, right? It's going to get hard. What do you do? So I was saying, like this morning, I was listening to this guy I listened to on Instagram, Toby Oriami, and he had somebody on who was saying that, you know, when you're going after a goal, many times one indicator that you are on the right path is the amount of opposition that you face. You know how we say in the Caribbean that you don't throw stones at an empty mango tree? That it is only when it is laden with fruit that you're going to pelt it. Okay? Same thing with life and going after something big. Why is it that, especially, well, I should say in the beginning, but literally at every stage until you get to the end result, you do encounter resistance, opposition, obstacles, failure, setbacks, and so on. And many people just give up, almost taking the opposition as a sign that it should not be. And this guy was speaking especially to people of faith this morning and saying that we're often taught to, I'm blessed and highly favored. Blessed and highly favored does not say anything about what comes to kind of suggest that you might be cursed or you might not be all of that. We never talk about the process to getting to blessed and highly favored or to getting to the goal. It is often filled with opposition. Here's what I've learned: when there is opposition, is when you dig in. Okay? When there's opposition, Alfred, what's the question you've always asked? Let me hear. Right? Pardon me, you guys. Oh my gosh, here am I wiping my nose on TV. Sorry about that. Anyway, when there is opposition is when you dig in to see what there is to see. I like to say it this way: tie waist, throw your shoulders back and face the problem. Oh, you're going to come at me that way? I'm going to come at you another way. Dig in to see what there is to see. And many times it is pressing through that makes you see your way. It's not going to just be on the surface. Anything that is worth going after will be worth fighting for. And you have to get into the sense of like, if I'm going after a goal, if I'm going after something, expect opposition. Welcome it. Toby Arami, when he was giving the example this morning of that guy's just awesome. Okay. I should probably let me just like that guy's go check him out. He's a twin, identical twins, Toby and Tommy Ariami. And like they both prophets, they both speak about things of God. Toby really deals with business and winning and the marketplace. And then Tommy is the one who's just very, very, very deeply into the prophetic and that kind of thing. But they just make a lot of sense. I love listening to these guys. Anyway, back to the story. He was saying that this guy, he said that God said to him to push a boulder. Okay? And he pushed and he pushed and he pushed for years, about 7 years. And then, he gave up because this big boulder that God asked him to push, it would not budge. So he goes back to God and he's like, you asked me to push this boulder. Okay. It's not moving. I just give up. And then the story goes that God just reaches out and just flicks the boulder and the boulder rolls away. So this guy, instead of being thankful, obviously a thinking individual, he's like, Lord, I'm just angry now because you told me to push this boulder. You could have just simply flicked it away from the get go. Why did I have to go through all of this? Guess what God said to him? God said, take a look at yourself after 7 years of pushing. Look at those biceps. You would not have had them if you had not exercised that muscle. Look at the pecs. Look at the triceps. Look at those quads. Hmm? Look at that butt that is lifted because you were pushing. I don't even know what that means. In other words, I was taking you through a process. I knew what the end result would be. I would come through, but I needed you to go through the process of the pushing to build the resilience that you would need for the journey, right? So what is happening with you now in your goal, in your MIG, in the thing that you're trying to accomplish? Are you going to be giving up because you see opposition? No. You need to build that muscle. Dig in. There's a way that you dig in private that when you come out and you look nice and gracious and beautiful, it belies the beast mode that you are in and that you get into in private. A lot of this is done one on one, it's done individually, privately, to say that, hey, this is the opposition. I am bigger than you. I'm going to push until I get through. You will not outlast me. I will outlast the competition, the opposition, the obstacles. I will push through some which what way to get to the other side of my goal. So we're going to continue this tomorrow, talking about going after your MIG. So I am going to actually push it back to next week, Sunday, instead of the 4th of December. It will be the 11th. So I'll send out notices and updates, everything today, you guys. But yes, this is what it's about. That's how you accomplish a goal. You expect opposition and you expect obstacles. You prepare for it mentally. And it's also an indication that, hey, you literally might be on the right path. So thank you for listening. Join me on IG. I'm going live there now talking about the same thing. But you know what happens on IG? By the time I get to IG, like maybe I have like the topic is even more fleshed out somehow, because I mean I've practiced a couple times, but then it's just different because it's a different crowd and that kind of thing. So if you are on Instagram, you can follow me here and then join me right now. Let's continue that conversation of resilience. One of the things that you're going to need to accomplish your goal in 2023. See you tomorrow, guys, and thank you for all the great wishes. I really am appreciative of it.